Hey Butch, how's it going? I hope the sound works. I've got another video recorder in the background in case this direct cam upload doesn't work, which has been happening to me. And I've got some notes that I took. So first of all, I applaud your research. Good job. Trying to see the other side of the story. I do suggest that you continue to research on the issue. So let's go through the points here. They said that there was a provision that they added to their videos a few years ago that Dr. Hovind added to them. You have to understand that even if this is true, which they have never provided proof for, nor is their website today a reflection of their website a month ago. It is new. The website reference that they have now that says 2005 was not there before. But you have to remember that even if they do have a provision that excludes like editing and stuff like that, it would not exclude fair use law. You can't make a provision that excludes fair use law. A judge would have to decide whether or not taking things out of context is obvious parody. Fair use law allows for you to make a parody video using material from somebody, which would include cutting it up. So if it was obvious, like for example, you take a famous creationist and you make him say that evolution is real, it's obvious that it's parody. And the judge would have to decide that in a case like that. Yeah, like I said, they haven't proved there's a provision. Let's see. Oh, yeah, an interesting point to note is that I can tell you that a source that needs to remain anonymous, but I can tell you somebody who was in the courtroom said, quote, to the best of their recollection, they remember Dr. Kent Hovind in court defending himself against the IRS by claiming that he would never claim copyright on any of his material. So if they're now claiming copyright on the material, in 2006 he sat in a courtroom defending himself and said that they would never claim copyright. It doesn't matter if they change their website right now. Well, I can't give out too many details, but there is a record of the fact that they changed their website and what they did, and Kent Hovind has an appeal process, and if in fact this statement is a direct quote out of his transcript, and CSE Ministry has really royally screwed his appeal process over. He is going to look like a buffoon in court, as he did last time. They said that we did not pull videos. That was YouTube's decision. I can clear the record on something that's really funny how the media tends to get things wrong. I've seen a lot of sources out there who are claiming, included a Wired.com source, and it seems like one source takes from another and then they just spread false information. And in many of the sources, CSE Ministries was accused of filing a copyright claim on our videos. That is something that they never did. We never had a copyright request on our videos. It was about 24 other videos that they filed copyright DMCA takedown notices for. So it depends what he was referring to in that statement. If he says we did not pull videos related to the Rational Response Squad, he's right, and a lot of the press out there is wrong. If he says they didn't file any copyright notices, he's lying. They did in fact file DMCA notices, approximately 24 of them, I believe, or 24 we count, and they were what we believe to be fraudulent DMCA takedown notices. They don't take into account fair use law at all. For example, the Kent Hovind You're a Fucktard song. Check it out for yourself, watch the video. It's completely original content created by Christopher Bowman, and at the very end there are 3 1-second pictures of, or maybe 2 or 3 second pictures of Dr. Dino Land and Kent Hovind, and these pictures were used in a very fair use manner. You are allowed to use a picture of somebody to describe for educational purposes what you're talking about. And in fact, that's exactly what he did. There was text on the screen that said, a very factual statement about Dr. Dino Land in Pensacola, Florida, and stuff like that. Um, in fact, we're aware of the phone conversation in which they admitted to the fact, to some degree, and again, I am not direct quoting, um, but they admitted to some degree that they were aware that that video would would, would only I don't want to misquote because they get me in trouble. And I've been very careful throughout this entire process. But the gist is, I believe that they knew that they were wrong in pulling down that video. That they, based on what I've heard from a conversation from them, that they pulled it down specifically because they did not want Kent spoken about in a negative light. And that part is direct quote. That they didn't like videos that spoke about Kent in direct light. Now that's a direct quote coming from somebody else who claimed to have a conversation with them, who I happen to know would not lie about that. Let's see here. They said something about not having any need to defend themselves and then bring up God. I found that very ironic, considering that they used God as a defense in court, and they were the equivalent of laugh the fuck out of there. And so let's see if no need to defend themselves will hold up in court. I do also find it ironic that there's a claim out there often about how atheists are atheists because they don't want to be accountable to anybody but themselves, which is a lie. As you all know, we have a legal system here in this country and a government that enforces laws and rules, and we are all accountable to those laws and rules. So while I might not be accountable to an invisible man in the sky, I am accountable to the laws and rules here, and I find it ironic when somebody actually uses God in this sort of reverse manner where they're only accountable to God but not accountable to the government. If you go back and read any of the information about the lawsuit, Kent Hovind basically used God and church and all sorts of things as defense in court that did him no good at all, because actually the fact of the matter is that he's accountable to the law and not God, and that's why the law has him in jail right now. You also claim that you're going to pray for us and thought that I would react negatively. I can have negative reactions to that from time to time. It really just depends on my mood. But I feel like you had a positive intent. Some people say, like, I'll pray for you, as like a way to like insult you or something. And you can tell when they do it, and you seem to be a little bit more genuine. And so I guess the best I can say is in a genuine manner that I'll be thinking for you and about you and doing things to try to help what I feel is something that you've been misled about, and hopefully help correct those things in the world. And I appreciate that you responded in the manner you did, and I hope that you appreciate mine. And I'll be thinking for you, man. Peace.